trying to put in place systems that would propel the capital market not only in Rwanda but in the East African region, because we obviously, and this is testimony to the outcome of the IPO, we've seen how much resources there is out there. The demand for investment in Rwanda is so high, given the growth targets, the vision of the country, and yet the supply of this capital domestically is way below demand. So that means that the country must look for somewhere else where that surplus savings is. So the level of savings is low compared to the rest of the region, and we want to make sure that we are able to invest at the level at which the country must invest today, and this, the only way out is to look for those savings elsewhere. There's a lot of pension funds out there looking for investment, so that is why we are creating this infrastructure. How are we going to do it for Rwanda? One, we've mentioned that we are going to encourage cross listings into this market so that someone seated in Rwanda can be able to trade in any of the regional markets. And the first step is we have cross listings, and we are working on that infrastructure. Already, I can tell you, the Central Depository Corporation of Nairobi have come here into Rwanda. They are the ones who are actually going to do the settlement of securities electronically for the time being, and they are starting with Barero. The next companies will be Kenya Commercial Bank and the Nation Media Group, which are cross-listed on both markets. Currently, to be able to trade on any of the listed securities on the Rwanda stock market, someone has to convert those securities into physical certificates in Nairobi, send them here by courier, have them traded, send them back to Nairobi. We want to eliminate that by being able to trade and settle transactions in Rwanda electronically between Nairobi and Rwanda. Why is Nairobi significant? Because that's where the heavy liquidity is in the region. And we want to do the same for Uganda Securities Exchange, and we want to do the same for Dar es Salaam. So the point here is that we want to make it very easy for funds to enter and exit this market, and that's the main attraction for investors. The next plan now is actually to automate our OTC market, which means that since the Rwanda OTC market now will be managed by the Rwanda Stock Exchange, we are going to have an electronic trading platform such that we will have a complete automation of the trading, clearing and settlement of our market. So that is that's our next plan.
Now, being a small player in the region, does it make sense for Rwanda to try to push and develop its own capital markets in a region that is trying to have economic integration?
The answer, yes, it is extremely important to set up a stock market in Rwanda because it is very difficult for an economy to entirely rely on a capital market that is existence elsewhere. Now, if you don't have a capital market in Rwanda, the following will happen. Number one, who will educate your corporates on how to behave as a public company? If a brick making company out there or a bakery, okay, or a mining company is looking for capital in Rwanda, who is the target investor? The pension fund in Kenya, the Kenyan pension fund in Uganda, the pension fund in London, the pension fund in Tanzania, the pension fund in Hong Kong. Those pension funds are regulated by their own investment policy. And one of the policies is that you'll only invest in other countries if they meet the following standards. Who demands those standards? The stock market. Who trains people on how to meet the standards? The stock market. Who enforces is the stock market. So you see where we are coming from. That you must have a team, coach your players before they go to the World Cup. So that's why we are doing it here, and it is extremely important for Rwanda. And in any case, Rwanda could also be a financial center for the region.